Hi, my name is John Kim, and I'm a therapist who went through his own rebirth. I share my feelings and revelations. I believe in casual over clinical and with you instead of at you. I come unrehearsed on purpose because self-help doesn't have to be so complicated. So I get a lot of clients who want to know what to look for when choosing a partner. And I did a video about this, but I wanted to go deeper. So first, let's talk about attraction, because I think that's the obvious. That's where we start. And before, I thought attraction was very simple. I thought it was two-dimensional. I thought it was feeling based. I thought it was basically you see someone and they're either you're either attracted to them or you're not. And I used to believe in that whole meet eyes across the room, and when you know, all of that, which I now believe is movie magic and programming and all the Disney movies and all of that. Um, that being said, I'm not saying that the feeling is not true. What I'm saying is that feeling isn't necessarily healthy, right? So I've had experiences where I would meet someone or see someone, and there's that instant attraction, that gravitational pull. And before, I used to think that it was healthy love, and it was like, okay, it's a sign. This means I need to pursue this. But now, not only being a therapist and studying love and helping people with their love experiences, but also my personal life, I've learned that it can and usually is coming from an unhealthy dynamic, right? So if I have this concept called predator prey. It's in one of my episodes if you want to search for it. There's the addiction Al-Anon thing. There's these type of dynamics that stem from our story that turn us into magnets. So like if you grew up maybe with an iron fist dad, or something was taken from you, if you grew up without a voice, if you grew up with abuse, that's going to wire you a certain way. And then if you, or then you have a person who grew up with addiction in his blood. You have someone who is impulsive, reckless, all of these things, right? Which then can translate into excitement or attractive because he's exciting. That doesn't necessarily mean that he can build a healthy relationship, right? And in our 20s, we just went for what we felt, and then we learned through pain and hurt and abuse and all the all the other things that we go through when we are not aware of what healthy looks like, and we start to lose ourselves, and we experience codependency and all that stuff, right? And then when we come out the other end, that we realize that love is built, and it's not just about feelings, right? And so, under the umbrella of attraction, maybe it's time to redefine what attraction looks like. Because if you think attraction is just um, what you feel, great. That may be enough. That may be enough for one night, sure, and that may be enough for many nights. But that's definitely not enough to build a sustainable, healthy relationship. Of course, attraction is, thinking someone is hot, and someone turns you on, and whatever you like, or whatever your preferences are, like, all that's fair. I get it. But I'm just saying that attraction alone isn't enough to build a healthy relationship. And I'm also saying that sometimes that crazy attraction, that unexplainable attraction, and you can't really figure out why you're so attracted to this person, if it's like that kind of attraction, the stuff that's happening underneath that kind of attraction, then usually it's unhealthy, right? I think attraction, because I trust attraction where the layers have to be peeled, where you have to get to know someone, and it takes time, and you discover beauty in moments, and you explore, and all of that, right? So that kind of slow burn attraction, that kind of attraction I trust. Now, that being said, there is just flat out attraction, right? There is just like your type, or someone who is aesthetically very attractive, or who is quote unquote hot, right? And that could also be healthy. That's fine. Like, you think someone's hot, that's attraction. That's real. But I'm just saying that that may not be enough for a relationship, right? That's not what. It's not the only thing you consider when getting investing in a relationship. And maybe it was for me when I was younger, right? That's all I cared about. And of course, um, realizing that there's a lot more to relationships than someone who is quote unquote hot. And also, I challenge you, if you are only chasing either the hottest girl in the room or the hottest guy in the room, are you doing it to fill an insecurity in yourself, right? Are you doing that because then it makes you more attractive or it makes you feel more valuable? I don't know. Questions to ask yourself. Okay, so that's the first piece, and that's kind of the obvious. The second piece is make sure when choosing a partner that that partner has capacity, that he or she has the ability to create a space that is safe, right? So we're talking about people who are not reactive, but instead respond, that they are able to put that emotional speed bump um, through training, through because we're not born and we're not really even taught how to do this. This is something that, I mean, we're not taught how to do it in high school. It's something that we are actually have to learn as we grow, um, to be metacognitive, to be aware of your thoughts and how they affect other people, um, to take ownership, to because usually when we're younger, we're very driven by our ego, right? We're living a very buy me life, meaning my way or the highway, fuck you, that whole mindset. I think with age comes wisdom and patience and a little bit of a dissolving of the ego, a willingness to let go of the tug of war rope. And so make sure you're dating someone who has the ability to do that, has the ability to try to understand before trying to be understood, has the ability to, at the same time, also express what he or she wants, communicate. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about meals or, big things in life, but ambivalence and not knowing what you want doesn't create a safe space. So it doesn't matter if you guys agree, but what matters is that they have an opinion, they have a voice, right? So that also means creating a safe space, also trust, right? And I know trust is earned, but being consistent in not just words but actions. More importantly, actions and words. So self awareness, basically, and not as a one time thing, right? Not as someone who is for a summer reading self betterment books and doing a lot of work on himself, but as a lifestyle. It's the same thing with like fitness. Like if you're into someone who, um, if you're attracted to someone who takes care of their body, it's not something that you want to stop, right? I mean, that's something that is sexy and attractive, and it's a quality about that person that you like and that you want, um, and them taking care of their body for the rest of their lives, right? It's not just you know for the weekend. And I think self betterment is the same thing. It's a lifestyle, and I believe that for a relationship to be built on solid ground, you need two people who are living that way, who are into bettering themselves and stretching and being curious about um, their evolution, and being able to being willing to share their revelations and all their learnings, right? So I think that's huge. I think that trumps attraction. I really do. I think also when people are like that, they become more attractive, right? And then the third one I'm gonna say is to have something in common that is greater than yourselves. So, for some couples, it's their children. For some people, it's religion. For some people, it's just being spiritual. For some people, it's art. For some people, it's some kind of moral stance. Maybe it's a political view. Um, Here's the thing, and here's why it's so important. As a couple, if you guys get into it and you're fighting, there can be a lot of um, eyes, meaning eyes in your senses, a lot of what about me. When you have something that is greater than yourselves that you share, it's a lot easier to swallow your ego or pride, to forgive, to stay in it, to work hard, because there's something greater, you know? And so if you believe that you guys being together and choosing to love each other um, is creating something greater, and again, that could be a child, or that could be being on a mission to help people, or whatever it is that you guys share in common that is greater than the parts, then that relationship is so much stronger. It's exponentially stronger. And this is when you start to. I talk a lot about the whole living a through me life instead of a to me life or by me life. And people who are in relationships who believe in something greater than themselves, that relationship is in a through me state. And whenever something or someone is in a through me state, they are fearless in a good way, and there's very little ego. It's basically the idea that there's something greater than you working through you. And the visual that I like to use is a prism. So, not a prison, a prism where there's light coming through you. I'm sure I've mentioned this in many of my podcasts. Uh, as I'm saying this, I'm reminding myself, like, you've said this 1,000 times, but you know what? Maybe you didn't hear it. I don't know. But light coming through your feet, coming out of your head, um, in color, in different color, and that color unique to you depending on your gifts and who you are, right? So like, I just love that visual. I think that many people are stones, and a lot of other people who do work on themselves are turning into prisms. And so to do that, I think you have to be in a through me state. And I think that your relationship itself can be in a through me state, as long as two people believe in something that is greater than each other. And by sharing that belief and by living life together, they are building this relationship, right? And so they're not loving each other because of that belief. They just happen to have a greater belief than the relationship. Anyway, I know it sounds abstract, but you get it, right? Something bigger than you. Um, those are the three kind of broad strokes, main categories or things that I would explore and think about when choosing to invest your time and love someone. Now, of course, there's 100 other things, and I don't want to get into those because it could just sound. I don't want it to sound like a checklist, but I do think it's important that you're aware of not only the attraction you feel for someone, but where it's coming from. Is it healthy? Right? It's easy to just say someone's hot and you're attracted. I mean, yeah, there's billions of people in this world. You're going to find people attractive every day, right? And also, social media doesn't help. Filters doesn't help. Um, but it's not just attraction. It's where is that attraction coming from, so it's healthy. And I also challenge you to redefine what you find attractive. If you still find attractive what you found attractive in the fourth grade, maybe it's time for some new definitions. And I get that we all have our tastes. I have my preferences like everyone else. But also, why not stretch? Why not? If you're out dating, go the other way. Go meet some people that are not your type and see what happens. It's only going to stretch you. Give you new perspective, new lenses. And then after attraction, self awareness, the ability to look inward. Can they hold a safe space? Are they emotionally intelligent? I prefer EQ way over IQ. I know that smart is sexy, but I'll tell you what, smart doesn't build amazing relationships. EQ does. Emotional intelligence goes a lot further. And also, these days, we have something called search engines and Google, and information is everywhere and it's free. So when someone is smart, doesn't really impress me that much. But if you could hold space, if you could take ownership, to me, that goes a long way. And then finally, finding something that is greater than both of you guys. Okay, I hope whether if you're single and you're dating and all that out there, I hope you think about these three categories. And if you're not and you're in a relationship, well, think about them anyway and apply them to your relationship and see if they could lead to some conversations. what you guys may or may not want to work on. Thank you for listening. If you're not getting my text, I'm now offering a week for free, so take it for a spin. I text basically daily. It's my new favorite thing. And I will see you in your phone. Just you can do it on my website, theangrytherapist.com. Thank you for listening. Be well. Hey, if you have a passion to help others and want to become a life coach, or you just want to acquire tools to change your own life, learn more about our Catalyst Life Coaching Intensive. We are an evidence-based training program with an amazing, authentic, vibrant community, and we give lifetime support. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com, and click on Life Coach Training. Hey, before you go, if you like my ramblings and revelations and shares, I am now texting people directly to their phone. Just go to my website, theangrytherapist.com. If you want to subscribe, I'll be doing weekly text, 5 days a week, reminders, and also mindsets and exercises and challenges. And every week there will be a different theme, a different topic. So I hope to see you in your phone. And also, if you enjoy this conversation, I hope you help me spread the dialogue and help other people by sharing it. You never know what people need to hear. So if it's helped you, I hope you can help me help others.